The countdown to Young Dolph's death started with the murder of Caltry Bone, aka 2-3. Caltry Bone was murdered on September 24th of 2018 when an associate of his called him to an apartment complex to be backup as she fought another girl who was reportedly messing with her boyfriend. The two chicks began to fight, and like most things Negro, with masculinity and ego evolved, gunfire started to erupt after the fight started shortly after. Now, Caltry Bone had some backup with him, the other side had some backup with them. Gunfire erupted, both sides exchanged fire, 40 to 50 shots were fired. After the smoke cleared, the casualties were revealed. That Caltry Bone and a 30-year-old man by the name of Jesse Williams were hospitalized and in critical condition. And another two females, one 18 and one 37-year-olds, were also hospitalized in stable condition. Now, the critical condition for Caltry Bone and the 30-year-old Jesse Williams were updated to absolute death soon thereafter. Now, up to today, a suspect has not been arrested yet, nor has the murder been solved. Caltry Bone was only 17 years old, but his death was a major blow and a major hit to his set and his gang, because 2-3, aka Caltry Bone, was credited as being the founder of Double R along with Big Scar. And he was also labeled as the CEO of Double R, as you can see in his Instagram bio. 2-3 dying so abruptly was a major hit and a major blow to Double R, because Double R, being a new gang who just recently separated from Trula Mafia and was currently beefing with Trula Mafia, for them to lose their CEO and one of their founders was undoubtedly going to cause them to lose a sense of direction. However, a new leader taking over was pivotal. So Big Scar stepped up and became the new leader and CEO of Double R, and he will lead Double R in their newfound beef and war with Trula Mafia. Eric Blackburn, aka D Money, was one of the youngest OG members of Trula Mafia. Now, he became introduced to Trula Mafia and joined Trula Mafia because his brother J Money was one of the founders of Trula Mafia. J Money was a well-respected rapper and a true hitter in Memphis. J Money was so respected that when these big rappers come to Memphis, such as Chief Keef, they will have to check in with J Money. Now, J Money and Chief Keef eventually grew a really strong relationship, and J Money was also linked with big rappers like Young Dolph. That boy J Money was elevating in rap. He was taking music more seriously as he was rubbing shoulders with a lot of powerful people in music. However, his past would come back to haunt him because J Money was arrested for a 2014 murder. Now, eventually J Money was able to get out on bond, but while out on bond, he was murdered by Freddie Yorber, an associate of the man that J Money was being accused of murdering. The murder of J Money was a huge blow to Trula Mafia. It was a huge blow because J Money was well respected. He was the most tapped in the music industry, and he had a lot of connections. So to take that away from the gang was a really big blow. However, D Money, the little brother of J Money, was able to step up and climb the ranks in Trula Mafia, and the members of Trula Mafia sworn to protect D Money and make sure nothing happened to him. While climbing the ranks of Trula Mafia, D Money became particularly close to Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, as you can see him wearing a free Straight Drop t-shirt in a 2018 picture. Now, D Money was also really close with CEO Teezy, aka Trulla Teezy, who is the leader and head of Trula Mafia as it presently stands today. As the Double R and Trula Mafia beef intensified, like mama's cribs got shot up, bodies got dropped, them boys was tripping. D Money became increasingly frustrated with Double R and began to diss their dead ops on Facebook. In his Facebook post, D Money can be seen dissing 2-3, aka Caltry Bone, the CEO and founder of Double R. However, the associates of 2-3, Caltry Bone, was not having it. One of them even laughed at the post, kind of sending a threat to D Money. D Money wasn't having it and tagged him with a question mark. After a back and forth, D Money agreed to pull up. Now, when D Money pulled up to Trigg Street, he was shot and killed, and the killer has never been found to this day. Kimicia Henderson, the mother of J Money and D Money, who were both shot and killed within 3 years apart, was outraged and irate and wanted blood. Now, she swore revenge for D Money, and she said one way or another she's going to get her revenge and her lick back. The deaths of her two sons turned his loving mother into a cold-hearted savage who was out for blood. The murder of her eldest son was solved, however, the murder of her youngest D Money was never solved, so she was going to get him justice how she seen fit. Uncle Danny was a CMG artist, however, due to being discontent with CMG, he switched sides and got signed to Young Dolph. Knowingly or unknowingly, this will be Young Dolph's biggest mistake and a critical error in why he's currently dead. You see, Kimicia White will put the blame on her son's death, D-Money, on the hands of Big Unc, aka Uncle Danny. Despite the fact that her eldest son, J Money, was really cool with Young Dolph, had Young Dolph's back, was Young Dolph's closest young homie, despite the fact that J Money had that personal relationship with Young Dolph, Kimicia White was still determined to take out Young Dolph and make sure Young Dolph paid for signing the man that she believed killed her son. Kimicia White solicited the help from her close friend Hernandez Govan to take out Young Dolph. Her and Hernandez Govan was really close. As you can see here, they're sharing each other posts, saying, "Text me, I'm coming to the crib to pick up Stu." Hernandez Govan was the OG of Trula Mafia. So I don't think that Hernandez Govan and Kimicia White were dating. As a matter of fact, I probably know they weren't dating because Kimicia's husband, Jerome White, is currently serving a prison sentence. So they're not dating. However, they were really close, and she solicited his help to take out Young Dolph. Hernandez Govan, who prosecutors believe is the mastermind behind the entire Young Dolph murder operation, quickly solicited the help of two crash dummies, Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith. Now, Straight Drop took little to no convincing because Straight Drop was already a maniac. He was already arrested at the age of 17 years old for shooting up a bowling alley that was full of people. And then also, he truly loved D-Money, and that was his right-hand man, so Straight Drop was willing to do whatever for D-Money. Now, Cornelius Smith is unknown what his motivations are. I would assume Cornelius Smith was just the backup, the substitute, because the real hitters was on vacation. Cornelius Smith owned a cleaning company, and he was really not a true hitter, so I believe Cornelius Smith was a substitute and a backup. But Hernandez Govan was able to convince Cornelius Smith and Straight Drop to murder and kill Young Dolph. But who gave Cornelius Smith the money to pay Straight Drop and pay Cornelius Smith? Who was the motivating factor for Hernandez Govan to pursue this hit on Young Dolph? Was it Yo Gotti? Was it somebody else? Find out in part 3. We'll be back, folks.